So if you're the type of rider that's doing big mountain ascents, you love powder, chutes, anything like that, the board's going to be great. But because of how this board is built to perform, it'll go through chop, crud, anything like that without any hesitancy whatsoever. What up? I'm Tom Lebsack with Rossignol Snowboards. I'm the product manager for North America here in Denver, Colorado for SIA 13.
Board Insiders. Real riders, real reviews.
What I have in front of me today is the XV Magtech. This is Xavier de la Rue's new Pro model. It's replacing the Experience snowboard that you guys have seen around for the last 2 years. The Experience actually got a shred credit of a 95 last 2 years, so it's been doing really well. What we've done though with Xav's new Pro model is completely changed the shape. What's really different about this thing is it's a little bit wider in the front as well as a little bit narrower in the rear. And on top of that, it's a little bit stiffer in the front and a little bit softer in the rear. And what that does is it achieves a few different key things. With a wider nose that's also a little bit stiffer, you can really plant that front foot. This thing is meant to charge lines aggressively. If you love playing in the backcountry or in powder, this is the board for you. And then with that softer tail that's also a little bit narrower, you can shut down the speed like that. And then on top of it, you're also able to have it really nimble and agile in tight areas like chutes and trees. Now there's some new technology that we're introducing on this thing, and we have a new thing called tip roller. Now tip roller starts just past the contact points on the front of the board as well as the back. And what we're doing is we're actually milling the core around the entire front of it as well as the bottom of that board. So the core itself, the wooden area of it, is milled. And what we're doing is we're keeping the top sheet the same thickness as well as the base material, so it's nice and durable. And what that's creating is a really thin profile on that nose. But think about a boat hole going through the water. You have water passing underneath the boat hole as well as side to side, creating stability at speed. And the same exact concept is true with the XV Magtech. Now you may see this hole at the top of the board, and this is something that's pretty unique. Xavier de la Rue, when he's doing high mountain ascents, sometimes he doesn't like to have the snowboard strapped to his backpack. It could be a little windy, could blow him off the side of the cliff. So instead what he does is he attaches a carabiner to the front of his board and he tows it up behind him. Now on top of that, we actually have Magnatraction built into this board, and it's 7 Magnatraction. This is the Magnatraction that's been around since day one. It definitely has been proven in the industry. So you're getting those 7 big bumps across the entire side of the board, on both sides of course, and you're going to get a ton of traction and a lot of hold in this thing. The flex pattern on the XV Magtech is a 10 out of 10, but I don't want that to intimidate you. It's really stiff up front, but the great thing about that tip roller as well as Magnatraction is that this thing initiates a turn extremely well. And then with that softer tail, it carries around a turn really smooth. The camber profile on the XV Magtech is 40% camber, 60% rocker. Now our camber profiles are always the same. We have camber directly underneath the feet, and then rocker rolls out from tip to tail. So the XV Magtech has a really cool core in it. So aside from wood, we actually have a product called Microcell, which is this really cool plastic that makes the board extremely light, but very durable, and most importantly, very, very quiet at high speeds. You have absolutely no chatter here. Microcell is a type of porous material that has symmetrical cells all the way through it, creating a very uniform flex to this thing. Now the core itself is wrapped in a really interesting way. Instead of having just fiberglass wrapped entirely around the board, it's actually split in 2 different pieces. Those are wrapped in individual socks of fiberglass and then put together, and then an additional wrap of fiberglass put around the entire board. So this thing is built like a tank. It is definitely going to last a very long time. The XV Magtech comes in multiple sizes. You actually have a regular width all the way down to a size 159. And then on top of that, for those with Sasquatch feet, it goes up to a big super juggernaut size of a 174 wide. And the MSRP on this thing is only $529. And we also feature it in a split. Now the split is going to be in one size only, a 167. That's the size that he rides. The split has a few different things that are changed from that of the XV Magtech snowboard. Now what's going on with it is that we are doing the split. It has a full metal wrapped edge. It's extremely light based off the way that we've designed this board. And we've done an ABS sidewall on the inside of it. The split itself is going to come in 2 different versions. Version 1 is an MSRP of only $599, and it comes pre-installed with the volley hooks and locks. And for $999, you're going to get the snowboard, the volley hooks and locks, the entire volley hardware setup, including the pucks, a set of crampons, a set of skins, and a set of telescoping poles. The only thing that you need to invest in is just a set of bindings that are compatible with the system, and you're ready to go into the backcountry.
For the latest snowboard reviews, check out boardinsiders.com.